Hello everyone, welcome to Pabbly Connect. So in this video we will learn how to integrate Stripe and WooCommerce. So our use case is pretty simple. When a new payment is completed in Stripe, it will automatically create an order in WooCommerce. Now Stripe is an excellent payment processing platform and WooCommerce is a platform where you can sell your stuff online. So what we are going to do is, we are going to send the data from Stripe to WooCommerce. But there is one minor problem. Of course, there is some kind of integration between Stripe and WooCommerce, but this integration is actually kind of limited. So in cases like these, we need to bring a third app to connect them both. So in this video, we will be using Pabbly Connect to integrate Stripe and WooCommerce. And the best part of using Pabbly Connect is, there is no need for coding skills or programming knowledge. It can be done easily. Let me show you on my screen.
Okay, so to begin the process, first type pabbly.com in your browser. Pabbly.com. Press enter. Okay, so this is the website of pabbly.com. Here hover on products and at the bottom you will find the option called as connect. Click on connect. Then click on sign in. Okay, so this is the dashboard of Pabbly Connect. As you can see, I already have made an account in Pabbly Connect. You can also build your free account in just 2 minutes. Now there is something I need to tell you. Pabbly Connect offers a plan where this integration can be tried out absolutely free. So if you want, you can create your own account right now and set up your own automation. The link is available in the description box. Actually, I would insist that you try this automation with me. It's actually pretty fun. Okay, so scroll down and here again you will find the option connect. Here click on access now. Okay, then at the right side you will find a button called as create workflow. Click this. A dialog box appears in front of you. It is asking you to give a name to this workflow. I am going to give it as Stripe to WooCommerce. Stripe to WooCommerce. Then click on create. So when you click on create, a window appears in front of you. This is called as the trigger window. Here in the choose app, let's make it as Stripe because we want to send the data from Stripe. That is why. In the choose method, since we are interested in sending the data, when a new charge is made, let's keep it as new charge. Now new charge is basically a trigger. So your obvious question is, what is a trigger? Trigger is a if statement. It asks a question, if the condition is met, what should be done? For example, if a new charge is added, then what action should be taken by the system? Actually, there are many more triggers like cancel subscription, new refund, new order, new invoice, new customer, new plan, new invoice item, and so on. However, in case if you don't find the trigger of your choice, you can make a request to our team at admin@pabbly.com to custom build a trigger for you. So at present, I want to send the data when a new charge is made. So I'm keeping the method as new charge. Okay, so basically what we are trying to do here is, we are trying to integrate Stripe to Pabbly Connect. So let's have a look at Stripe. So this is my Stripe account. Okay, so here, since we are interested in integrating Stripe to Pabbly Connect, let's go to this part called as developers. Then click on webhooks. Okay, then click on add endpoint. Okay, so a window appears in front of you. It is asking for an endpoint URL in this blank. Simply remove this HTTP part and let's go to Pabbly Connect. So this is the endpoint URL or the webhook URL you want. Simply copy this and paste it here. Now comes the description. Well, let's keep it as empty. As far as the version is concerned, let's keep it as the same, your current version 2023 and 02. Now comes the most important part, events to send. So our event is basically when a new charge is made in Stripe. So let's keep the event as charge succeeded. Charge succeeded, this one. Okay, then click on add endpoint. Okay, so it is showing the status has been enabled. This basically means that we have integrated Stripe to Pabbly Connect. So in turn, whenever a new charge is made in Stripe, Pabbly Connect will capture this data. Okay, so to ensure that Pabbly Connect will capture this data, let's go to Pabbly Connect and click on this button called as Capture Webhook Response. Click this. Okay, so it is showing it is waiting for a webhook response. So let's create a dummy charge in Stripe. Okay, so let's go to this part called as Payments. Click this. Then at the right corner, you will find a button called as Create Payment. Click this. Okay, so here we are going to enter some details of a dummy subscriber, a dummy payer. So, but before that, let's have a look at WooCommerce. So this is my WooCommerce in WordPress, and let's have a look at the customers. So this is the customers page. Let it load. Okay, so these are the customers I have. So for example, in this video, we are going to start with the person who is also the existing customer. So we are going to create a subscriber in Stripe who is going to pay the charge, but at the same time, he's already a existing customer in WooCommerce. Okay, so your obvious question is, why are we doing this? I will explain you in detail. So let's go with this customer. Let's say Sammy Winchester. Okay, so this is the email of Sammy Winchester. I'm basically copying this. Okay, and then I'm going to add an amount here. Let's say the amount is $25. Let's make it as US dollars 25. So we are going to add a customer. So the name of the customer is, we already copied the email. So just paste the email. Similarly, let's go have a look at the full name, that is Sammy Winchester. Simply copy this and paste it here. The description, let's keep it as random. And let's keep the country as India. Okay. So the address line 1 is E105 Ashok Enclave. The address line 2 is near Random Talkies. The city is Random Street. Postal code is 462023. Okay, it's 46. The state is Madhya Pradesh. The phone number is 9131323917. That's good. Time zone, not really important. Language, let's make it as English. Currency is US dollars. Tax status is taxable. Tax ID is random. Just click on Add Customer. Okay, so the description is random. So the statement descriptor, basically this is the account of Pabbly. Okay, so that is why I'm keeping the account as the statement descriptor as Pabbly. So we are going to enter the card details. So these are the card details, 42424242. Okay, the card details has been entered. Then click on Submit Payment. Okay, so a payment has been made by this person called as Sammy Winchester, and the payment is of $25. So let's see whether Pabbly Connect, since it is integrated with the Stripe, has captured this data or not. So let's have a look. Yes, the data has been captured. So let's have a look. Let's scroll down. Okay, so payment completed is showing, and it's United States dollars, and these are the last details of the card, and this is the card, that is Visa card. Okay. So actually I want to show you something. Let me scroll down. Let me scroll down even more. Okay. Yeah. This is something I wanted to show. So as you can see, the email is showing empty. The name field is showing empty. The address fields are also returning empty. This is because Stripe only provides charge related information like credit card details, the currency, and the amount. My point is, we are not getting the details that are related to customer information, but we need email and the name to create a customer, or at least the order. So in cases like these, we need to retrieve that customer information. So your obvious question is, how I'm going to retrieve that information? It's actually pretty easy. So let's scroll down, and here you will find a button. Click this. So when you click on this button, another window opens up. This is called as the action window. Here in the Choose app, since we want to retrieve the information from Stripe, let's make the Choose app as Stripe. Now in the Choose method, since we want to retrieve the information related to a customer, so let's make the method as Retrieve a Customer. Now Retrieve a Customer is basically an action. There are many more actions like cancel a subscription, create a payment method, create a card token, and so on. However, just like the triggers, if you don't find the trigger of your choice or the action of your choice, you can just contact us at admin@pabbly.com to custom build an action for you. But at present, we just want to retrieve a customer. So let's keep as retrieve a customer. Then click on connect with Stripe. Okay, so we have a blank called as a token in the new credentials that we have to fill. So to integrate with Public Connect. So to fill in the token, let's have a visit again to Stripe. Let's cancel this. And again, let's go back to this part called as developers. Click this. Then click on this part called as API keys. Click this. Okay, so we have this token here. Okay, the secret key is also our token. Just click on reveal test key. Copy this. And then paste it here. Okay, so we have filled the token. We are ready to save it. Click on save. Okay, so when you click on save, a blank has appeared in front of you. It is demanding for a customer ID. So let me show you my customer ID. So let's scroll up and let's scroll up. And here somewhere we will find the customer ID. Okay, so this is our customer ID. So basically this is the address where all the details of the customer are stored. Okay, so scroll down and here we are going to map in this address. So this button is called as the mapping button. Click this and just type customer. So we will get the ID. Okay, so this is the customer ID. So we have mapped it. Just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing all the data we have entered in Stripe. So these are the details. It was created. This is the POSIX format of the date, the time it was created. And this is the address date. This is the postal code. This is the address line 2. This is address line 1. This is the country, that is India. And this is the city, that is Random Street. And this is the object. So where are the name and the email? That's what I'm interested in. Okay, so this is the email, sammywinchester2344@gmail.com. Okay, so let's have a look at Sammy Winchester. Okay, this is the email of the person that is already listed in WooCommerce as a customer. Okay, so this is the person. And where is the name? Yes, we have the name, that is Sammy Winchester. This is the phone number and this is the rest of the details as usual. And this is the postal code. Okay, so we have got all the details. But there is something you need to know. So let's have a look at the details in the first API response. So these are the details we got, and where is the charge amount? It was $25, right? $25. Where was the charge amount? The charge amount. Okay, yeah, this is the charge amount. So actually the charge amount was, as you may remember, was at $25, but right now it is showing as a $2,500. So this is kind of wrong. So the problem is actually the system is not including the decimal. Okay, there must be a decimal here. It is not including the decimal. So we actually have to trim this double zeros. Okay, so how I am going to trim this? It's actually very easy. So to trim the amount, just click on this plus button. So when you click on this plus button, another action window opens up. Here in the choose app, let's make it as API. Click this. And in the choose action event, let's make it as get. Okay, let's keep it as get. Now the endpoint URL is basically, I'm going to paste the endpoint URL. Okay, so I have pasted the endpoint URL. So your obvious question now is, what is an endpoint URL? So when an API interacts with another system, the touch points of these communications are considered as the endpoint. For example, we want to trim this number, okay, to this. So we are going to use a service, and this service is located in this address. Okay, so your next question is, where I'm going to find the endpoint URL? Well, you can find in the description box. I have added the endpoint URL in the description box. You can just simply copy this and paste it here. Okay, it's simple. So coming to the authentication, we are not encouraging any authentication. We don't need to add any headers, but at the same time, we need to set a parameter. So click on parameter. So it is showing amount. So I'm going to type it as amount. Okay, so you basically have to type it. So we are going to map in the amount. So the amount was $2,500. Okay, so this was the amount. So basically map this detail, then click on save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing as success. So amount has been trimmed. Okay, so earlier it was $2,500. Now it is correctly measured as $25. Okay, so the status is success. So basically now we are practically ready to sync all our details to WooCommerce to create an order for the customer. But before that, we actually have to change the currency from the lower casing to upper casing. Okay, so your question now would be how I'm going to change the currency from lowercasing to uppercasing and why it is necessary. Because the WooCommerce actually demands the currency casing in uppercasing. Okay, but the Stripe returns the currency casing in lowercasing. So we actually need to change from lowercasing to uppercasing. Let me show you. So to do it, just click on this plus button. When you click on this plus button, you know this, another window opens up. Here just type text formatter. Okay, this is the one, text formatter. In the choose method, just map in text basic formatting. Okay, then click on connect with text formatter. Now the string is basically our currency, that is USD. Okay, so as you can see, this USD is in lowercasing. Okay, this is some data that is returned from Stripe. So we want to transform it into uppercasing. Okay, so we have changed it. Then click on save and send test request. Okay, so it is showing the type as uppercase and the result as United States dollar in low uppercasing. Okay, so this is the uppercasing. So now before we sync in this data to WooCommerce to create a order in WooCommerce, we are going to add a filter. Okay, so your question is why are we adding a filter? So this is for those who have multiple e-commerce platforms associated with one Stripe account other than the WooCommerce. For example, let's say I have Amazon, Shopify and Myntra accounts, and all these e-commerce platforms are associated with my Stripe account, and a Stripe charge of $50 has been made. Okay, and this Stripe charge of $50 has been made for my Shopify store, but unfortunately this workflow will recognize this charge of $50 and make an order for WooCommerce also. So this is basically a problem, as the order of $50 that was meant for Shopify has been created for WooCommerce also. So as to fix this mess, we will add a filter that will allow only the charge of, let's say, $25 to pass through it. So this charge of $25 will eventually become an order in WooCommerce. Okay, so your obvious question is how I'm going to do that. It's actually pretty simple. Just click on this plus button. So when you click on this plus button, another action window opens up. Here in the choose app, this time let's make it as filter. Okay, so here we are going to set a condition. Here let's say the amount of $25 is equal to 25. Okay, so we have set the amount 25 is equal to 25. So this 25 at the right side denote the static amount of a product. Let's say a watch in WooCommerce. So let's imagine a watch in WooCommerce that is $25. But since your Stripe account is merged with multiple e-commerce platform, let's say Amazon or Shopify, so imagine a charge of $73 has been made in Stripe. But this $73 is clearly not for WooCommerce, as our product is worth $25. So my point is, anytime a charge is made that is higher or lower than 25, their data won't pass forward. It will be restricted. Only the charge that is exactly equal to $25 will pass to the next stage. I hope you get it. If you have a Stripe account with WooCommerce but doesn't cater to other platforms, then this step can be avoided. However, if you have a Stripe account managing different platforms, then this step is very vital. Okay, so just click on this button, save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing the condition is true. Okay, excellent. Okay, so we are now ready to sync all this data to create an order in WooCommerce. But there are two choices we have. The first one is if the customer already exists in WooCommerce, and the second one is if the customer doesn't exist in WooCommerce. Okay, so these are the choices we have. The first one is the customer already exists in WooCommerce, and the second one is the customer doesn't exist in WooCommerce. So let me show you with a flow chart and you will understand it easily. Okay, so this is the flow chart, and if the customer exists, all you have to do is you have to create an order. Okay, if it doesn't exist, just create a customer and then create an order. Let me repeat it again. If the customer exists, all you have to do is you have to create an order. Okay, easy. So if the customer doesn't exist, then you have to create a customer and then you have to create an order. Okay, so our first priority is to find whether the customer exists or not. So your obvious question is how I'm supposed to find it. Well, it's actually pretty easy. All you have to do is just click on this plus button. So again, this is called as the action window. This time in the choose app, let's make it as WooCommerce, because we want to find if the customer exists in WooCommerce or not. So let's make the app as WooCommerce. Now in the choose method, we want retrieve a customer by the email. This is the action we want. Okay, so your obvious question is why we are keeping the method as retrieve a customer by email. Why not retrieve a customer by name? So as you can see, the names are actually not unique, but the emails are unique. Okay, that is why a person always have a very unique email. There are no such thing as same emails. Okay, so that is why, since there are only one unique email for one customer, so we are going to retrieve a customer by email. So just click on connect with WooCommerce. Okay, in the new credentials we have 3 blanks to fill: consumer key, consumer secret, and the website URL. So to get the consumer key, let's have a visit to WooCommerce. So this is our WooCommerce page. Let's go to this part called as settings. Click on settings. Then at the right corner you will find the option called as advanced. Click on advanced. Then click on REST API. Okay, so it is asking me to add a key. I'm going to click on add a key. So the description, I'm going to give a name to this key. Let's say AcerG, some random name that's coming to my head, that's all. So the user will be admin. Okay, the permission, let's make it as read and write. Then click on generate a API key. Okay, so these are the details we want: the consumer key and the consumer secret. So copy this. This is the consumer key. We have copied this and then we have pasted it here. Okay, then let's go to WooCommerce again and copy the consumer secret and then paste it here. Okay, so 2 of our blanks has been filled. Now comes the third blank, the website URL. The website URL you already know. This is our website URL. Simply copy this and paste it here. Okay, then click on save. Okay, so when you click on save, a blank called as email has arrived in front of you. So we are going to map in the email. So this is called as the mapping button. Here just click this and type email. Scroll down and we have retrieved the email. This is the sammywinchester2344@gmail.com. So as you may know this, let's go back to WooCommerce here and let's have a look at customers. So as I mentioned before, we had added the existing customer in WooCommerce in Stripe. Okay, so that is why there is already the email sammywinchester2344@gmail.com. Okay, so when you click on save and send test request, it will show the details of the customer. Okay, so the API response is showing the details of the customer. So when was the date it was created, and this is the ID of the customer, and this is the name, and this is the email. All the details related to this customer that is already present in WooCommerce. Okay, so these are the details. So basically I'm going to show you something else. What if the customer is not present in WooCommerce? So let's say we delete this. Okay, and let's go to customer and let's give a random name. Let's say Flint Jones word123@gmail.com. Okay, so let's have a search whether this person called as Flint Jones word is present or not. No, there is no person called as Flint Jones word@gmail.com. So let's copy this. Flint Jones. Flint Jones word123@gmail.com. That was the mail, right? So basically we are just copying this and then we are pasting it here. Okay, so just click on this button, save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing nothing. Okay, because there is no customer called as Flint Jones word123@gmail.com. Let's try one more. Let's remove this. Let's try one more customer. So the customer name this time, let's add something random. Barbie guess 234@gmail.com. Obviously this person, obviously this email is not present in as a customer, but let's have a look. No, there is no data to display. That is because there is no customer. Okay, so let's copy this and paste this email here and then click on save and send test request. Okay, again the API response is showing the data as nil. This is because we don't have a email called as barbieguess234@gmail.com. So let's go back to customer again. So let's go to this customer called as naveenkole@gmail.com. We are going to copy this and then we are going to paste it here. Okay, then click on save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing all the details because we have a customer called as Naveen Kole. So Pabbly Connect is just returning the details related to the customer. So this is the ID. Okay, so let's remove this and let's remap the data that we had entered before. The email, that is sammywinchester2344@gmail.com. So just click on save and send test request again. Okay, so this is the ID of a sammywinchester2344@gmail.com. This is the ID. Okay, so actually have a look at that. We actually may need it in the future, for the future. So have a look at it. This is the ID. Okay, 262, and this is the email sammywinchester2344@gmail.com. Okay, excellent. So we have found out that this person Sammy Winchester is already present, is already an existing customer in WooCommerce. So what if the customer is not present in WooCommerce? So in cases like these, we have to create a customer first and then assign an order. So in order to dissociate the cases where the customer already exists from the cases where the customer doesn't exist, we have to bring in routers. Okay, so your obvious question is, what are routers? So routers are basically options which direct your data to different streams based on the condition you add here. In this case, this is our router. So if the customer exists, then well, we will simply assign an order to him. If he doesn't exist, then first we will create a customer, then we will assign an order to him. So I repeat again. So this is our router, and if the customer exists, all we have to do, we have to assign an order to him. If he doesn't exist, first we will create a customer and then we will assign an order to him. Okay, so basically our data has been split into two streams by the router. Okay, so your next question is how we can add the router. It's actually again very easy. All you have to do is just click on this plus button. So again, when you click on this plus button, another action window opens up. Here on the choose app, let's make it as routers. This one. Okay, so it is showing two routes, route 1 and route 2. Basically, these are the streams. Okay, so if you want to add more routes, just click on this button. It will add another route. But I'm interested with just two routes, route 1 and route 2. Now, in the route 1, we are going to name it as if the customer exists. If the customer already exists. Okay, that's good. Just click on update. And in the second one, we are going to type as if the customer does not exist. Customer does not exist. Okay, then click on update. Okay, so these are the two routes we have. If the customer already exists, if the customer does not exist. So we are going to create the workflow with this stream if the customer already exists. So just click on this button, settings. Okay, so here we are going to work with the if statement. So if ID, let's go with the ID. What was our ID of the customer? If the ID 262 is equal to, let's change the equal to is exist. Okay, so what I have done here, so basically this statement, if, okay, this part, if ID 262 exists, so basically it is saying if the ID number 262 exists, then what should be done. So what is ID 262? As I mentioned before, ID 262 is basically your customer. Okay, Sammy Winchester 344@gmail.com. So this is the ID for Sammy Winchester 2344@gmail.com. Okay, so basically it is asking if ID 262 or if Sammy Winchester 2344 exists, then what should be done. Okay, so that's the condition. So let's go back to settings again. Let's make it as ID 262 equal exist. Okay, exist, then what should be done. So just click on save and send test request. So when you click on save and send test request, it is going to show as success because, or it will show the condition as true because the condition is actually true. This person called as Sammy Winchester 263 or 264 actually exists in WooCommerce. That is why. So just click on save and send test request. Okay, so the status is showing success and the message is condition is true. If this person was if this Sammy Winchester wasn't available in the WooCommerce plate, then it would have shown the condition as false, okay, and the status would have shown as error. We will discuss it later, okay, but at present it is showing the status as success and the message as condition is true. So since the customer already exists, since Sammy Winchester already exists in WooCommerce, all we have to do is assign our order to him. So just click on this button. So when you click on this button, another window opens up. Here let's make it as WooCommerce, because this time we are going to assign an order to this person, Sammy Winchester. In the choose method, just click on create an order, create an order. Okay, this one, create an order. Okay, so create an order is basically an action. There are many more actions like delete a customer, update a customer, add new customer, and update an order, and so on. However, at present we are satisfied with creating an order. Okay, so just like the triggers, if you don't find the action of your choice, you can contact us to custom build an action for you. So the address to contact us is admin@pabbly.com. Okay, so just click on connect with WooCommerce. Now, as usual, we have 3 blanks to fill: customer key, consumer secret, and the website URL. So already we know the website URL. We basically copy this and then we paste it here. The consumer key we already had generated, so this is the consumer key. We are just going to copy this and we are going to paste it. Similarly with the consumer secret, copy this and copy paste it here. Okay, so we are ready to save. Click on save. Okay, so when you click on save, a set of blanks has appeared in front of you. So the purpose of this blank is we are going to map in the data that we have received from Stripe to create an order. So in the status, let's change it from pending to, let's say, completed. Our status is completed. Now the currency, as I mentioned before, we had converted this to uppercasing. So let's make it as uppercasing, United States dollar. Okay, it's actually required that you convert them to uppercasing. Okay, so the currency format is in uppercasing. I have discussed it and we have converted it from the lowercasing to uppercasing. Now comes the customer ID. So just toggle this to right. Okay, and this is the wrong customer ID it is showing. Just delete this and let's map in the real customer ID. So the real customer ID, let's type in ID, so we will get the ID. Oh yeah, this is the customer ID. Okay, so the payment method is BSES or something random. Payment method title, direct bank transfer, false paid, let's make it as true. Billing first name, we had it as Sammy Winchester. Okay, billing last name, we didn't add any last name. Address, we had retrieved the address. So the address was address line 1. And then let's look at address line 2. Okay, address line 2. City was the city. We didn't mention the city. Okay, we didn't mention the city. That's bad. So let's ignore this. Billing country, I think it was India. Let's have a look. Yeah, the billing country is India. Billing email. Yes, we have the billing email. That is Sammy Winchester. Let's have a look. Billing email, billing first name. Yeah, billing email, Sammy Winchester. Billing phone number, we have the phone number. Okay, this is the phone number. Since billing address and the shipping first details are practically same, we are not going to fill it again. It's just a waste of time. So the product ID, yeah, so we have mentioned this $25 is for the product ID, that is watch, Chumbak watch. Okay, so the quantity, let's keep it as 1. Okay, so basically most of our details has been filled. All the important details has been filled. Okay, so we are ready to click on save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing that the order has been created and this is the ID number of the order. So let's have a look at the orders. So let's go to WooCommerce and let's go to orders. These are the orders. Let's open it in a new tab. Okay, so order has been made by Sammy Winchester 25 seconds ago. Excellent. Our integration is kind of working. So this is for if the customer already exists. Okay, so what if the customer doesn't exist? Okay, so we are going to create a workflow for that too. So just click on done at this point. Okay, so we are going to work with if the customer does not exist. Here again, click on settings. Okay, so let's go for the ID. This time let's make it as does not exist. Okay, so the ID is 262. Let's make it as does not exist. Okay, so when we click on save and send test request, it will show the message as a error or the condition as false. Okay, this is because this ID actually exists and we are giving the statement as does not exist. That is why it will show the condition as false. Okay, so just click on save and send test request. Okay, so it is showing the status as error, the message as condition is false. Okay, so this is something that we expected because the customer called as Sammy Winchester, whose ID is 262, already exists in WooCommerce. So just click on at this point done. Let's go back to our trigger window. Okay, let's go to this trigger window. Okay, so we are going to recapture the webhook response once more. Okay, this time the charge will be made by a person who does not exist in WooCommerce. Okay, so let's click on recapture webhook response. Okay, so it is waiting for the data. So let's create one more response, one more payment charge. This time it will be made by a person that doesn't exist. So again the amount is 25 euros, not euros, dollars. Okay, so the customer, we are going to make a customer that doesn't exist. So let's say the person's name is person's email is He-Man, master of universe. Okay, it's a kind of big email at the rate gmail.com. First let's copy this and let's search this if the customer called as He-Man is available. Yes, there is no He-Man in this customer list. So we are ready to add a customer. So in the email, let's just paste the email He-Man master of universe 123 at the rate gmail.com. So the person's name is Herman and description is let's say Goring. Okay, so the country Herman Goring is from, let's say, France, not German, France. Okay, so the address is G10 Paris Villa or something random near Osborne Park. Postal code is 75001. City is let's say Paris. That's the only city I know in France. 9131323911. Okay, that's the phone number. Time zone not interested. French, yes, language is French. Currency, let's keep it as a US dollars. Tax status is taxable. Tax ID not really interested in filling. Just click on add customer. Okay, so a customer under the email He-Man master of universe 123 at the rate gmail.com has been filled and the name of the customer is Herman. Description, let's keep it as random. Statement descriptor is Pabli and the card details 424242424242. Okay, then click on submit payment. Okay, so it is showing the payment as success. So let's see whether Pabli Connect, since it is integrated, has captured this data or not. Yes, new data has been captured. So a charge of 2500 has been made. Excellent. Okay, so statement descriptor. Okay, so as you know this, it's not going to return the data of the customer. It's just showing the charge detail, the credit card details and all. So let's scroll down and let's refresh this. This is the part where it's actually going to show you the details. So let's refresh this. Just Control and F5. Okay, so the new details will be arriving soon. Okay, we have the new details. Just click on save and send test request. Okay, so we have got the details. So these are the details we have. The description is Goring. This is the email He-Man master of universe 123 at the rate gmail.com. This is Goring and the currency is USD. And the address line is near Osborne Park. Address line 1 is G10 Paris Villa. And this is the customer and this is the customer ID at this point from Stripe. Okay, so what was the API 3? Okay, so we had changed the amount from 2500 to $25. So since it is amount is practically same, $25, so we are not going to change or refresh anything. Text formatter was basically we have changed the currency from the lowercasing USD to uppercasing. So this was the API response. Okay, we don't need this. Now comes the filter. We don't have to change the filter. That's a $25 is equal to $25. That's well and good. Okay, so now comes retrieve a customer by email. Okay, so we have again refreshed this, and it is showing the billing email as He-Man Master of Universe 123@gmail.com. So let's click on save and send test request. Let's have a look at the API response. Okay, the API response is showing 0. That means there is no email of this sort. Okay, now comes the routers. So we have two conditions: if the customer already exists, if the customer does not exist. So let's go back to the settings. Okay, so does not exist. Okay, it remains intact. So let's click on this plus button. In the choose app, let's make it as WooCommerce. Here we are going to create a customer called as Herman Goring with the email address He-Man Master of the Universe. Okay, so we are going to create a customer. So just click on add new customer, then click on connect with WooCommerce. Now we know that in the consumer key, we basically just copy this and just paste it here. In the consumer secret, we just basically copy this and then we paste it here. Okay, the website URL we already know, it's basically this up to here. Copy this and paste it here and add a slash. Okay, then click on save. Okay, so we are going to create a customer, so it's requiring an email. We have the email, that is He-Man. Okay, He-Man Master of the Universe. We have retrieved this information. The first name was Herman. Okay, the last name was Goring, I think. Description, yes, we have put in the description. Username, not important. Billing first name, last name. Billing company, we don't need it. Billing address. So we have the address. Okay, not this here. Address. Where is the address? Address line 1. Then we are going to map in the address line 2. Okay, address line 2. Billing city, that was Paris. Okay, billing city, retrieve a customer. Billing city. Okay, billing state, we don't have any interest. Postal code 75001. This is information that we have retrieved. Country is France. Email, again, let's go with He-Man Master of the Universe. Billing phone number, not reader. Shipping address and billing address are same, so we are not going to do anything about it. Okay, so basically all the details, all the necessary details has been filled. So to create a new customer, just click on this button, save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing that customer has been created. The reason I'm saying it is showing the customer has been created because it has given an ID. This is the ID for this person called as He-Man. Okay, He-Man Master of the Universe. This is the ID for He-Man. So now we are ready to create an order. So just click on this plus button and we are going to create an order for He-Man. So again the choose app, we know the drill. It's a WooCommerce. In the choose method, since we are interested in creating an order, click on create an order, then click on connect with WooCommerce. So again, we have to fill all of these details. So just click here and scroll down and click on WooCommerce 18. This is the latest one. Then click on save. Okay, so it has been connected. In the status, let's change it to completed. The currency we have already managed as USD in uppercasing. Scroll down. Yes, this is the uppercasing USD. Toggle right here and let's change the customer ID. Enter the proper customer ID that we have got. In case you don't remember, this is the customer ID 265. This has been generated when we had created the customer. So this is the customer ID. So just type 265 and we will get the link. Okay, here it is. Payment method is a BACS, direct bank transfer. Let's make it as true. Since we have filled all these billing details, we are not going to fill it. Okay, right, let's fill it again. It's actually kind of important. Address, if you don't want to fill it again, it's okay, but I'm going to fill it. It's kind of important, I feel. Okay, the billing address 2. Address 2. Okay. Billing city was Paris. The postal code was 75001. Okay, interesting. The country was France, we know this. The billing email, okay, email. That is He-Man, Master of Universe 123 at the rate gmail.com. Billing phone number 91 something, okay, 3391. Okay, shipping address and billing address are same, so we are not going to enter again. So this time again the product ID is a Chumbak watch. The quantity required is 1. We have to manually add it. Then click on save and send test request. Okay, so the API response is showing our product has been created. So let's have a look in orders whether we have a order by this Herman Goring. Okay, yes, it has been made 18 seconds ago, and this is by He-Man, Master of Universe 123 at the rate gmail.com. Yes. Okay, so the presence of this order shows that we have integrated WooCommerce and Stripe with help of Pabbly Connect. This means anytime a new subscription or a new charge is made in Stripe, it will be reflected as an order in WooCommerce. So to double check it if the integration is working fine or not, let's make one more dummy charge in Stripe. But before that, let me show you the whole gist of the process. So basically this is the whole gist of the process. Let me minimize all of them. Okay, so basically this is the whole process in a nutshell. First you integrated Stripe to Pabbly Connect, okay, and then you have retrieved the customer, okay, and then you have added the API to trim the amount, okay, interesting. Then you have used the text formatter to just change the casing from United States dollar, okay, this casing to upper casing, okay, interesting that also. So coming to filters, we have made a filter that restrict that only particular amount, in this case $25, okay, not less than or bigger than, will pass through the system. Only $25 will pass through the system. Only data if the amount is equal to 25 will pass through the system, okay. And then we have retrieved the customer by email, okay, excellent. We have found out if the email is present in the system or not, in WooCommerce system or not, okay. So this is to find out if the customer exists or not. And then you have added a router for 2 conditions: if the customer already exists, if the customer does not exist. Okay, so basically this is the whole process in a nutshell. So let's go back and let's create one more customer, one more charge actually. So we are going to create a payment. This time again we are going with the $25. We have mentioned before, because anything above or less than $25 won't be accepted. The system will just restrict the data flow. And in the new customer, we are going to get a new customer. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we have to actually look if the customer is present or not. You don't have to do it every time. I'm just showing you. So the customer's name is, let's say, Bluebolt. Bluebolt123 at the rate gmail.com. Okay, so this is the email of the new customer. So let's have a look if this Bluebolt is present or not. Yes, Bluebolt is not present. So we are going with the person who is not present in WooCommerce. He's not an existing customer. That's the term. So the name of the person is Bluey. The description is Bolty, some random name that's coming to my head. So this time let's keep the country as India. That would do. Okay, C10 Ashoka Vihar. Then the address line city is Gwalior or random something. Postal code 462023. State is Madhya Pradesh. 9131323917. Okay, so we are going to just add a customer. Description random. Descriptor is Pabbly. 42424242424242. Okay, then click on submit payment. Okay, so a person called as Bluey with the email address bluebolt123 has made a payment of $25. So let's see whether we have an order related to this Bluebolt. So the payment hasn't arrived. Let's refresh this. Yes, Yes, we have got the payment. Okay, so we have got the order called as Blue Bolt 123. So this means our integration is working absolutely fine. So whenever a new charge is made by a Stripe customer, it will be reflected as an order in WooCommerce.
Not just these two apps, you can integrate up plenty of applications using Pabbly Connect. If you have any queries, contact us at admin@pabbly.com. Our dedicated team members will help you to automate your workflows. Or better, just visit our website www.pabbly.com. It's awesome. Thanks.